everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the 49ers going up against the Panthers. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to Week 2, and we've got a good one here between the San Francisco 49ers and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road, and that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in Week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by a 5-time Pro Bowler. Out of Cal, it's Aaron Rodgers.
There's nothing like being overlooked that marries up with great talent that turns out a tremendous ball player, and I think Aaron Rodgers epitomizes that. Didn't get many looks coming out of high school, had to go to junior college, was sensational at Cal, and then bypassed in the early part of the first round, and now he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Woodhead. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
Eddie Goldman's everything you want in a defensive tackle. A run stopper who can move upfield and rush the passer.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you? That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
That one complete to Anderson. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers finding time. Dumps it off to Woodhead. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Out of Oregon, it's Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota's skill set can help continue to evolve the position of quarterback in the NFL. Because his ability to run with the football, you may not utilize it as little as other coaches have in the past. You may emphasize that part of the game a little bit more.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll run it again with Yeldon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Denzel Perryman, a linebacker out of the University of Miami, knows how to play downhill and arrive with an oomph.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Mariota. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. A strong running. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We're back to Uptown Charlotte after this timeout.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Again, it's Yeldon. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. The play clock's running down. Mariota now to throw on first down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. From the red zone now, Mariota. It's complete to Diggs. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. So So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Mariota again. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Play clock winding down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Deep drop. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have highlights and analysis of this first half. I'm guessing mostly defensive highlights that we will see.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. No touchdown scored yet so far.
Yeah, none whatsoever. They'll throw again. Mariota. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And he puts it through. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Anderson's got it. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Rodgers now on 1st down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. He got 29 yards that time.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. On the screen, this is Woodhead. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on 3rd down.
5 defensive backs.
I think it's funny because it feels like every year teams are trying to find a way to replace Danny Woodhead. They should just cherish this guy. He is a flat-out excellent ball player, especially catching the ball in the backfield.
Yeah, that's his wheelhouse. 80 receptions last year, tied for the most in the NFL. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Second down, Mariota. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Taking it about the 16. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. We get a look at the Carolina defense as they work their way into position. And a big reason they've got the lead here in the first half, some of these hits we're going to see here.
Almost like they're a group of superheroes, right? Something out of a comic book. Boom, pow, biff. They are really playing well and making things happen on their side of the ball.
Taking me back to my childhood a bit.
There you go. You had a collection, didn't you?
I did. They'll go with Woodhead to start the drive. Oh, nice move. Cuts it out to the sideline. Touchdown, 49ers. Danny Woodhead in the final seconds of the first half. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. If you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Final play of the half here, Mariota. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Butler, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. Both teams have had their moments so far today, and that's why we have a tight game on our hands. We'll have to see if either side can take control in the second half. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. '49ers starting on their opening drive. The pass will be completed into coverage, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to their own 46-yard line. Niners would stall out, though, and settle for a field goal. Second and 2 coming up. Alshon Jeffrey hauling in the pass over the middle, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. They're now on top by 4. First and 10, Johnson's the target on the quick pass, and that connection will lead to a gain of 29 yards. They would go on to kick a field goal and put 3 points on the board. 49ers take over late in the second. Woodhead's able to get clear of everybody, and he'll go in for a score. The 49ers going up by 6.
All right, Larry, thank you. A fairly tight game here as we get set to resume play in this second half. This will be fielded at the 8. They juked him. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They come out here in the eye. Second half begins with a run by Yeldon. Oh, another beautiful move.
Man, that's better than the two-step, isn't it?
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Time running out here on the play clock. Here's Mariota. Caught right side. It's Jeffrey. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. On third down, Mariota. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. In the slot on the right is Graham. They begin the drive with Woodhead. No gain on the play there, second down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
They run again with Woodhead. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you. It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. Here's Brian Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Second down following the run. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Mariota now on second down. Wide open receiver complete. 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Panthers Steelers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the third. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Panthers defense gearing up as they take the field. They were able to force that 3-and-out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3-and-outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored. Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
A draw play is called because you think you've either found a gap or you're using the aggressiveness of the defensive line against itself. Not on that play. Totally controlled the middle of the field. Offense had nowhere to go with the ball.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll try and run some clock with Yeldon. And down he'll go at the 25. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. So they pick up the 1st down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Now T.J. Yeldon, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The play clock's running down. Here's a give to Yeldon. And he had a nifty little deke juke move, but he stopped shortly thereafter. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. And the evidence shows last week's game, it's really leaked into a 2nd game now, Charles. What do you think of this?
And it's a surprise, isn't it? Because when we spent time watching them practice, talking with the coaches, they felt like a bounce back was going to happen this week. They were very confident in the game plan, thought the defenses they would see would present great opportunities for big-time runs. We're not getting that so far. I don't know if it's the game plan or if they're just being overwhelmed by the defense they're facing.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The Panthers defense, they make their way back out there now. Their stay on the field last time was short-lived with a 3 and out. See if they can get some more of that.
And ordinarily, you want to be on the field playing, right? But 3 and outs, that's almost gold to a defense. Get to the bench, get some rest, turn the ball over to your offense.
We'll see what they can do here, see if they can force another 3 and out.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Rodgers to throw. That one complete to Anderson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And quickly they get to the line. Back to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Jimmy Graham, his first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And our attention turns now to T.J. Yeldon. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And now they're in the hurry-up.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. But 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He'll look to throw. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Now hang on here, timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Ebron caught left side. Give him 12 yards on that one and earns him a fresh set of downs. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
The pass complete to Justin Hunter. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And they'll get the spike off with 6 seconds to go.
What's left? What's left? I got him. Blue 18. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the 49ers, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.